Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into F1 Podcast. This is episode 76 now. As always, it's Max and Pep, and mate, we've been enduring the 3-week gap like you guys have leading up to Valencia.
It has sucked. It's been horrid. It's another gap we didn't want.
Yeah, we loaded that video a while ago now that 3-week gap's a killer, and it has been. There's been some other sport on, but it hasn't been F1, Max, in the last few weeks, and it has been
the Olympics, that's right, yeah.
It has been a killer though, mate, leading up to Valencia.
But we're here.
We are here, mate, and we're doing the preview, so thanks for everyone who's made some comments recently. We've had some really good comments, Max.
We've had some really good, not so good comments.
Oh, they're great as well.
Cheeky
I love them,
buggers.
Max.
Yeah, all good.
So thanks very much for your comments, and alright Max, let's talk about Valencia. Let's get into the preview of Valencia. We've been looking at the circuit, obviously, some videos, and also just the layout itself. And Max, tell us your thoughts, mate.
I really like it. I'm impressed. It was great to see that dude in the F3 car go around the circuit.
Yeah.
For those of you that haven't seen that, you might want to check that out. But it's I think it's a great circuit. Some really nice fast corners. And I think it'll be very interesting to see how they go on it.
Yeah, I made a comment previously that I thought it was kind of Canada meets Monaco. There's some twisty bits, but there's also some sort of long straights and some really interesting parts to the circuit. I can't wait to see the F1 cars go around there.
No, it's going to be great.
Unfortunately, practice has happened, but we haven't seen that yet, so we haven't seen the F1 cars go around there. But I can't wait; it's going to be great. And it's a great looking circuit, just around near the water and also over the bridge. It's got plenty of everything, mate.
It does, and I think the drivers will enjoy the circuit. I mean, I've read the press conferences, I'm sure you all have, and all the drivers' initial impressions are that it's a great circuit to drive, and it's a great city to be in. So well done, Valencia.
Yeah. So we're going to give our tips later in this video, but right now, Max, we're just going to talk about what's been happening leading up to Valencia. Most of the drivers have been on holiday, obviously. We've had a little bit of holiday as well, mate.
Yeah.
So really there hasn't been too much news, so it's a bit slim pickings, mate.
It is. Yeah. It's been a bit slow.
So there's been some stories about Alonso again, and also McLaren with their J damper, and perhaps a horsepower advantage, because McLaren's won 3 races on the trot now leading up to Valencia. Your thoughts, mate, on McLaren's performance and these latest stories?
Yeah, the J damper, or the inverter damper. Apparently they've been using it since 2005, and now it's out there. It's common knowledge, but obviously it's a good piece of kit. But I've been impressed with McLaren. I mean, of late they've done really well, except for not except for, but at Hungary. I mean, when Felipe Massa just blew past Lewis. I've been impressed with McLaren, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing everything right at the moment.
And regardless of the damper or horsepower or whatever, they have found the next few tenths. There's no question about that. I'm not sure that Ferrari's losing ground, but McLaren, I think, definitely are gaining ground. I expect Ferrari to turn it around, but McLaren's definitely done some good things lately.
Yeah, I think Ferrari, through Felipe Massa actually at the last race, pretty well demonstrated that Ferrari either have turned it around or are about to turn it around. When he blew past Hamilton, it was a fantastic piece of driving. And but for a blown engine 3 laps from the end, the Ferrari would have come first.
Yeah. So the other thing coming into Valencia this week, obviously Alonso's pretty happy being at the new race, and there's been still linked to lots of driver change news.
Mate,
usual.
He's just happy to be in the headlines. I mean, we're talking now about Honda. Our friends Jensen and Rubens are both comfortable that Fernando's in talks with Honda, because they both feel secure in their drives. And surprise, surprise, Barrichello's turned around and said that I'm feeling like a kid again, and I want to stay in here. The heat's on, but I don't know that Fernando would go to Honda, mate. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and as you said, Barrichello's scrambling a little bit. Him and Fissy are both scrambling a little bit.
I love Ruben's comment. As soon as I'm as slow as my first race, then that's when I'll give it up. Not when my competitors beat me consistently and whip my ass. Just if I'm slower than the first race I've ever raced, then I'm like, oh, Rubens.
Rubens won the comedy award this week.
Someone give him a job. He wants a job. All right, he's not feeling secure at Honda.
All right, Max, let's talk about tips. They've had practice 2 now. Speaking of Honda, Kimi was fastest, but Button was right up there. So you and I were looking at the time saying, well, Button's P3, so how much credence have we got there? Qualifying's to come, so we're going to give our tips before quali. And I'm calling Kimi to win the race, Max. I'm calling Ferrari to have a little bit of a resurgence and Kimi to do that. A lot of banter about Kimi lately, about his motivation and what he's going to do in the future. And I think Kimi just loves winning races, and I think Kimi said as such.
Absolutely.
And Kimi's going to win in Valencia.
Well, I totally agree with you. I think Kimi's going to win as well. I think Ferrari are going to bounce back after their disappointment in the last race. But Kimi, to me, he has to perform now. I mean, he's I think 5 points behind Lewis in the championship, and he seems determined. And if anyone's going to do it or take the fight to Lewis, it'd be Kimi Räikkönen. So I think he's due for a good race, mate. He's had a couple of disappointing races. And I think he's due for another spurt, so I agree with you. I'm going for Kimi.
Yeah, I'm calling Kimi to beat Lewis. I still think that McLaren are right there, so Lewis for P2, Max, and that's what I think. What about for P2?
Mate, I'm going with Lewis's teammate. I'm going to pick Heikki. He's got a bit of a surge of confidence at the moment.
He has,
and he's driving well.
I saw some photos of him strolling through the pit lane before Valencia, and he's got a spring in his step, Max.
He was like he was one of the Bee Gees. It was brilliant. But yeah, I'm picking Heikki for my P2. I think he's coming along in leaps and bounds, and it's a new circuit, so it's a great leveler, and there's no reason he can't be up there.
Yeah. Well, for P3, I was trying to think of, I actually think there's going to be someone who gets their first podium. I was trying to think of something different, Max.
You wanted to say Ant Davidson, but he doesn't race anymore. But yeah, go on.
No, I'm over Ant.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he will be back, but I'm over
Ant. Oh,
right. So I was thinking, I really think someone's going to get their first podium, so I'm going for Vettel. He's already done well in practice, and I can just see him getting a podium before the end of the year, so why not here?
Interesting call.
Yep, Vettel for P3, mate.
Oh, nice one. Like it. For my P3, I'll go on for the homeboy, for Fernando Alonso. I think a home circuit will probably give him, I don't know, an extra 2/10, 3/10 a lap, maybe.
Bit of fire in his belly.
Bit of fire in his belly.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see Fernando on the podium at Valencia, as I'm sure a lot of you would. A lot of you wouldn't either, as well. But I think it'd be great to see the hometown boy come good and stick it up everyone and get on the podium.
Yeah. And Max, I fully realise that my tips lately have been absolutely horrendous, so whatever I say, it's going to be completely the opposite.
That's a nice way of saying
tips are shit.
His tips have been shit, and so have mine. Anyway.
All right, guys, we'll have this up before the race starts, so let us know your tips. And also, thanks very much to a lot of you who have been emailing and commenting, Max, including one of you guys wanting to catch up.
Dr. Meat Dick.
Yeah, so talking about catching up around Christmas time or early next year. So we're up for that, guys. Later in the year, if we name a place. Probably an over-18s establishment, like a pub, so unfortunately for the...
It will be an over-18s establishment, let's make no bones about it, we're going to the pub.
Yeah, so we'll do that, definitely.
So if anyone's in Sydney, around the the end of December or early January, we'll all catch up and have a beer, be good.
Definitely, and Max and I have been talking a lot about going to the race next year as well, so we will be there next year.
Yep.
I'm calling it, Max, we're going to be there.
Oh, we'll be there.
Oh, yeah. Alright guys, thanks for watching as always, and leave your comments and enjoy the race.
Yeah, indeed. We'll see you next time.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.